All right, let's dive in. We spend so much of our lives, right, trying to manage change, plan for it, even fight it. But today, we're going to go a little deeper. We're going to ask a much more fundamental question. What actually is change? I mean, what is this force that seems to govern, well, everything?
You know, this whole exploration, this entire idea, it was sparked by maybe one of the most profound philosophical questions I've ever come across. And you know where it came from? Not from some famous philosopher or an ancient text. Nope. It came from a child. Just a kid, looking at their broken toy.
And look, don't let the simplicity fool you. This is not just some cute, innocent question. It's like a key that unlocks a total Pandora's box of assumptions we have about, well, everything. Reality, time, even who we think we are. It forces you to look at the very foundation of your existence.
So, okay, we're going to follow this thread. Let's see where it takes us. Our investigation starts right here, with this one, single, incredibly powerful question. And I gotta tell you, where we end up, it's probably not where you think.
I mean, just think about it for a second. We are obsessed with change. We read self-help books on it, we go to seminars about it, people build entire careers trying to manage it. But when was the last time any of us really stopped and asked the most basic question of all? What is it? Like, what is physically, fundamentally happening when something changes?
Okay, so to really get our heads around change, the first thing we have to do is take a hammer to our most fundamental assumption about it. And that is the idea that time, just flows in a straight line.
This is our go-to model, isn't it? You've got a beginning, then there's a process in the middle, and then you have an end. A project, a job, a relationship, it all seems so neat, so tidy, just plain common sense. But is that really how reality works?
Let's take a river, for example. We say it begins at a spring and ends at the sea. But wait a minute. That spring is fed by rain. The rain comes from clouds. The clouds form from evaporation, from the sea. So the end is literally the beginning. See? That whole beginning, process, end thing, it's not actually a rule of nature. It's just a story, a convenient frame we put on reality to make sense of what's actually a continuous, endless cycle.
This actually gets at something the ancient Greeks understood really well. They had two different words for time. First, you have chronos. That's clock time. It's quantitative, it's measured, it's linear, it's the tick-tock of the clock, the deadlines, the schedules that stress us all out. But then there's kairos, and this is totally different. This is qualitative time. It's that perfect moment, that window of opportunity, that flash of insight that can literally change your life. Real, meaningful change, it doesn't happen on the clock schedule. It happens in kairos.
So, if our basic map of time is kind of broken, it stands to reason that we're going to need a better map of reality itself. And for that, we're going to draw on some pretty deep wisdom traditions, specifically from Sufi philosophy. They offer this incredible model, a way of seeing reality that has 5 distinct but totally interconnected layers.
Now, the best way to think about these isn't like separate floors in a building. It's more like different zoom levels on a huge cosmic map. At the closest zoom, we have Al-LAHUT. That's the physical world we all know. You zoom out a bit, you get to Al-Malakut, this more subtle world of spirit and mind. Zoom out again, and you hit Al-Jabarut, the world of pure ideas or archetypes. Keep going, and you find Al-LAHUT, the divine world of pure consciousness. And then, all the way out, you have AL-HAAHUT, the absolute, ultimate source of everything.
So let's start with Al-LAHUT because, hey, this is where we live. This is our day-to-day reality, the world of our 5 senses, of cause and effect, where a table feels solid and things seem separate from each other. It's the world run by that clock time, by Chronos. And look, it's totally real, but the key thing to remember is it's just one slice of a much, much bigger pie.
Okay, now let's jump all the way to the other end of the spectrum. Let's zoom all the way out to Al-HAAHUT. This is the ultimate source. A great way to think about it is like pure white light before it hits a prism. It's just pure unconditioned potential. It's the single source from which all the colors, all the forms, all the ideas and realities we know, all of it emerges. It's so fundamental, it's beyond the very concepts of change and no change.
All right, so now that we have this new multi-layered map of reality, we can actually use it. It's like a new tool, and we're going to use it to solve a really famous ancient paradox. Let's go back to that river we were talking about before.
So, the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus, he had this famous saying, "You cannot step into the same river twice." And what he meant was, the second you step in, the water that was there is gone,
and new water is flowing past you. Everything is constantly in flux. But here's the puzzle. If that's true, why do we still call it the same river? The River Thames, the Nile, the Amazon. It has a name, an identity.
This right here, this is the critical question. If every single physical piece of it, every water molecule, is brand new from one moment to the next, then what is this sameness we're all talking about? What is it that makes it the same river? Where does that identity even live?
And boom, here's the answer. And it comes directly from that new map of reality we just talked about. The solution is that it all depends on which layer you're looking at. See, down here at the physical level, Al-LAHUT, yeah, every single water molecule is changing, total flux. But if you zoom out to that higher archetypal level, Al-Jabarut, the universal pattern, the very idea of river itself, that stays constant. The specific physical river changes, but the abstract idea of the river persists.
So what's so fascinating is that this whole investigation into the outside world, into things like rivers and time, it always inevitably leads us right back inward. Back to the one thing that's doing all the investigating in the first place, our own consciousness, the observer.
So let's really turn this lens inward now. The river is changing, we get that. But guess what? So are you. Every single cell in your body is constantly being replaced. Your thoughts, your feelings, they're in perpetual motion. So here's the big one. If the thing you're looking at is changing, and you, the person who's looking, are also changing, then who or what is the constant thing that's noticing all this change?
And this is the final major pivot. The great illusion, it turns out, isn't that things are changing. The real illusion is the belief that there's a fixed, separate you, a self, that's standing on the riverbank just watching it all go by. The shift in perspective is absolutely huge. It's moving from I am experiencing the flow to I am the flow. You're not a noun watching a verb happen. You are the verb.
And that brings our entire journey full circle, doesn't it? All the way from a child's simple question about a broken toy right to the very nature of existence. And it leaves us with one final, pretty mind-bending question to chew on.
Think about this. If you aren't a fixed, static self just observing the universe, but you are actually the universe experiencing itself as a process, as a verb, then what is it that you are becoming? Suddenly, your life isn't just a series of events happening to you. It's the universe itself waking up and becoming something totally new through you. And the question changes, right? It's no longer, what's going to happen to me? It's, what is reality trying to become, right here, through me? And that, well, that is a real adventure.